Hello everyone, my name is Madison Taylor and today I'll be talking about the famous psychologist Albert Ellis. What is Albert Ellis known for? Well, that's easy. He is known for creating the REBT model, which stands for Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy. This includes three main beliefs, and those are unconditional self-acceptance, unconditional other acceptance, and unconditional life acceptance. What is REBT model? Well, it is an action-oriented approach that's focused on helping people deal with irrational beliefs and learn how to manage their emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in a healthier, more realistic way. The goal of the Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy is to help people recognize and alter those beliefs and negative thinking patterns in order to overcome psychological problems and mental distresses they may be facing at the time. The core of the Remote Emotive Behavior Therapy is the ABC model. This explains how we may blame external events for our unhappiness. It is our interpretation of these events that truly lies at the heart of our psychological distress. The A stands for activating events, B stands for beliefs, and C stands for the consequence. So what could the REBT model help with? Remote Emotive Behavior Therapy has some data to support its benefits in a variety of ways, such as anxiety, depression, disruptive behavior, obsessive-compulsive disorder, social anxiety disorder, and psychotic symptoms. Like any other great psychologist, Albert Ellis has some type of influence that helped play a role in shaping his psychological models. The four main people he looked up to were Karen Horney, Alfred Adler, Erich Fromm, and Harry Stock Sullivan, all shown above. Now, let's take a look at some of Ellis's past history to see why he entered the field of psychology. To start off with, Ellis was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1913, but he was raised in New York City. For Ellis's family life, Ellis was the oldest of three children. He had one brother and one sister. His parents were unaffectionate and unsupportive of him, and his father was always away on business trips, and to him his mother was a self-absorbed woman with bipolar disorder. His parents divorced when he was 12 years old. As Ellis aged, he wanted to go to school to become an accountant so that he would make a lot of money, so that he could retire at a relatively young age. But during that time, the Great Depression hit, and instead of getting a degree in accounting, he earned a degree in business instead. For his education, Ellis earned his business degree in 1934 at the City University of New York. He earned his master's degree on art and clinical psychology with a focus in psychoanalysis at the Teachers College of Columbia University. He then earned his PhD in clinical psychology at Columbia University. Shortly after his PhD, Ellis became dissatisfied with psychoanalysis and psychoanalytic therapy while he was practicing it. So in feeling that way, he returned to philosophy to help others change their view on self-defeating behaviors and change their point of views in life. In 1956, at the APA, which stands for the American Psychological Association, Ellis gave his first paper on rational theory. Rational theory is what REBT started as, and it targeted mainly emotional, not any behavioral consequences. With the rational theory showing many flaws, Ellis decided that he would change his therapy to the rational emotive therapy in the early 1990s. But this was also thought as being too cognitive, so he added behavior into it to make it the rational emotive behavior therapy. As you can see, Ellis had many accomplishments other than just the REBT model. He was able to publish more than 800 scientific papers, 200 audios and video cassettes, and over 75 books and monographs. Many people could say, now, yes, he published many items, but were they of any importance to the field of psychology? And the answer is yes. Ellis went on to become ranked one of the most influential psychologists, and in 1971, the American Humanist Association named him the Humanist of the Year. The big question now is why? Why is he so important to us today, and why do we study him? And the reason is because ultimately he developed the rational emotive behavior therapy that we still use today. And another big reason is his passion for the field of psychology. If I could go back and ask Albert Ellis some questions, I would ask, why do you address only problematic beliefs rather than just focusing on past experience? Personally, I tend to look at the past instead of the forward or the future, so that's why I ask this question. And also, why do you choose to use the ABC model? For a note, the assignment in general is very tough because timing is a big issue, and it is very hard to make sure you're on time. I think that is the hardest part of this, and make sure you put in the right information so that someone learns something out of it. Here are my references.